Hi folks. Well, from yesterday you saw we did the Pella, quite interesting, very rugged country, very dry at the moment, and we followed it all the way from the start with the exception of the piece behind or to the east of Pella itself, the town. We came down through the pipeline with their pump station down at the river. We came along that road and then crossed over and went through what they call the canyon access. Now, having come through there's some pretty disappointing things that we found. For example, campsites were far and few between. I was under the impression that there were campsites on the river's edge and so on, which there were, for $110 to some private person who has absolutely no idea what's going on with tourism, etc., because that's all it was an empty space next to the river, and I must pay $110 for that per person per night. Ridiculous. Anyway, be that as it may, we came along and had a fantastic trip. It's pretty rugged in some places, but nothing no normal four-wheel drive vehicle will be able to handle. There's a lot of little side tracks you can go along, but basically all things end up down at the river there, and there's no clearing, there's nothing to camp. We ended up here at what they call Klein Pella. Now, Klein Pella is part of the Karsten group, which was started back in the 80s, I believe, by a certain farmer who it's now handed on to his son, the next generation. And his farming concern is massive. We did some research yesterday on it, and we discovered that this guy is probably the biggest exporter of fruit in South Africa. When I consider that they do dates, they do all different types of fruits, grapes, oranges, and his farming concerns go virtually from Klein Pella right through to the Kakamas area, right through down to Stellenbosch Way. It is huge. Anyway, we ended up at their campsite at Klein Pella, which is in the middle of nowhere. If you look behind me, you'll see, it's pretty rugged out there. But a very nice campsite, I must say. Nice and clean. You've got your separate own ablution, very nice. But anyway, that being said, tomorrow we're going to depart from here, and we're going to go down to a place called Witbank. There are ruins there which I'm very interested in seeing. What ruins, what are they? But that will be in the course of the morning. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get there. Yeah, and then from there, from Witbank, we're going to go through to Goodhouse and have a look around from what's on offer there, and we'll keep you informed as we go along. And by the way, our introduction and our first episode, we're having a bit of hassle with the so-called digital electronic side of things. It's taking me longer to get to grips with the subject, to upload this for you guys, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Likewise with this one, as soon as we have enough content of interest, we'll put this one on as well. At this stage, we're very slow with our editing. We are doing a lot of guesswork with our editing, and we think that as we go on, we will definitely get better at it. So guys, take care, come along with us, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care. That's the gate girl doing her duty, which she gets paid very handsomely for. Struggling somewhat with woman power. Yes, indeed, men's work is never done. Thank you, my darling. Thank you so much. Oh, it's in the middle of nowhere. We find this old homestead situated on this mound of rock. And as these ruins were taught of times past, one wonders what stories we would hear. And if one looks at the foundation of it, you can see it's actually laid granite interlaced with mortar, cement mortar, whereas above it comes normally sun-dried brick. These are clay bricks that are just sun-dried. So this has been established in years gone by. Absolutely amazing. Sun-dried brick. Now here's an interesting thing that we see close by to this old ruins that we came upon. And it looks like a community graveyard of old. Now, when one looks at these very small graves, this is obviously for children, whereas this looks like a full-grown adult. And I dare say this place probably dates back to the place on the hill that we've just seen. And now, in retrospect, as we look at that building, things do make more sense. I'm reckoning that this was the community church at one time. And the graveyard we've just been looking at is the graves of what would have been the church courtyard. That is what I'm assuming when I look at this. And I don't think I'm far wrong from the fact. And we had some friends who said they'd meet us at this particular point where the track disappears. Oh my word, what happened to them? Oh, this is bad. This is a relic from my youth. And no guys, we weren't supposed to be meeting anybody. I just saw this wreck. Which I'm going to guesstimate is a 1962 Ford Cortina, if I am not wrong, and I don't believe I am. This takes me back a few years for sure. Yeah, this was a 1600 cross-flow Kent engine Ford Cortina. Ah, amazing cars. Became very successful in the middle 60s, and I guess one of Ford's more successful light cars in Africa.